So I had picked that shot because it had a nice background on it, but then I realized that I was facing away from the sun. I think it might have come out too dark. I haven't seen it, but I'm going to just record this one more time so we can go. So when I was a kid in San Fernando Valley, Pacoima, we would all hang out in our backyard. We had a pool. That's a thing for a different story, but anyway. And so all the kids would come over. We would play games. One of the games we played was called Stretch, and in the game of Stretch, you would have your pocket knife, because everybody, of course, had a pocket knife, and you would throw it. You would face to face. Two people would face each other, and you would throw the knife as close to the people's foot or as far away as you could, where they could reach out and touch it. So they would basically have their feet together, and then you would start little by little moving your feet out until you would stretch out, and that's why it was called Stretch. But the point is, you had to be able to they had to be able to touch it with their foot, so you couldn't like throw it out way, 6 feet away. You have to get it as close to their foot as possible. And the one thing with the game is that if you moved because the knife was coming too close to your foot, you lost, right? If you pulled your foot out of the way, you would lose. So the point is, you get it close enough, or you move it out further and further until they fell over. So you would go back and forth, throwing the knife back and forth at each other. So we didn't have a knife one day. We had a pitchfork, and it was one of the kind with 3 prongs on it. And so we were, my brother Albert and I think it was Ralph Garcia was playing Stretch with a pitchfork. And you had to throw the pitchfork pretty hard to make it stick into the ground. So they stretched it out, and Albert threw the pitchfork, and of course the middle prong went right through his foot. And so Ralphie's screaming and hollering, jumping up and down. Well, not jumping because he was kind of stuck to the ground, but he jumping around, and we all scattered to the wind, of course. And I'm sure my mom came out of the house because she heard the screaming, and ended up taking him to the hospital to get his foot cleaned out. And I'm sure it was nice rusty, a pitchfork too. So for the rest of the summer, of course, we hauled him around with his foot all bandaged up, and had a good time. Anyway, that was playing Stretch in the San Fernando Valley. Just one of the things we did as kids. Like I said, I was probably 12 or 13 when that happened one summer. So, all right, talk to you guys later. Bye.